The Temo function, found within the built-ins, the Functions Plugins tab, and the Tools folder, is a way to create an image sequence. But to use this, you'll need to use it with a contact sheet. So within my server, I have within my Images tab a contact sheet, and I'm going to drag this down into the scene tree. I'm going to then go back into my built-ins, grab my Temo, and drag it onto this contact sheet. And I'm going to click on the Temo to go into the editor. There isn't a whole lot of options here. What we do have is number of tiles horizontal, and this relates to how many tiles are within your contact sheet. So I have actually 6 tiles going across, so I'm going to type in 6, and it says number of tiles vertical. Well, I know I had 8 tiles in there, so I'm going to type in 8. Now it says show tile number, so if I click through this, it's going to come through and show each tile. So we can keyframe this, and I'm going to start with show tile number 1. I'm going to set a keyframe, and I'll just advance this number out a little bit. And I know that I have 6 tiles horizontal and 8 tiles vertical, so that equals 48. So I'm going to type in 48 for my last tile number, and I'm going to set another keyframe, and I'm going to hit play button. And when I hit play, you can see that it goes through each tile and kind of plays it. Now this is a very low res image that I made out of this contact sheet. So if we scale this up, it looks a little bit low res. And depending what the spacing is between each of the images in the contact sheet, you may get this little spacing issue as it adjusts and plays through. So this is just an adjustment on the contact sheet itself. If I go into the contact sheet itself by double clicking on here, we can scale this down and see how exactly big our contact sheet was. So the problem with using this is that it requires such a large image. So let's close this. So the problem with using this is that it's a pretty big image just with these images being small. So if we needed a full-size 720 by 480 or 19 by 20 image, this contact sheet is going to get quite big. Now, if you wanted to set up a contact sheet, you can use Photoshop to set this up, and depending which version of Photoshop you have, there are different ways to do it. If you have Photoshop CS3 and below, and go to File, Automate, and then there's an option there for contact sheet. However, if you have Photoshop CS4 and above, you'll have to use Adobe Bridge. So if we go into Bridge, what I have here is basically I selected my image sequence. So let's say I have my first image selected here, and I select my last image. And these are all the images that I want to make the contact sheet out of. Well, I can come over here to Output, and what it gives me is this option here for a contact sheet. Now it makes it into a PDF, so then you'll have to take it into Photoshop and convert it to a TIFF, a Targa, a JPEG, or whatever. But within Bridge here, you can set up your own settings here as to how you want to set up this contact sheet. You have your size and your width and your height that you can set, and you have your columns and rows. So once you have all that set, you can just come down here and hit save, and that will create a contact sheet for you. Now you just may need to mess with a couple of the settings to get it right and everything, but in essence, this is essentially how you create a contact sheet to use the Temo function.